To make a service item, there's two ways that you can do this. You can either have it auto-created from the shipping and invoicing of a sales order and a master item card being sold, or you can manually make a service item. To manually make a service item, you're going to go to your service item list page and you're going to select new. Situations where you would manually make a new service item may be for older legacy systems that are predating your implementation of Business Central and you want to add them to your service item list, or if you are taking on equipment that maybe a competitor has sold, so it's not going to auto-populate into your list. But to start it, you hit the new button, you just tab out and your numbering series will kick in. So this one is now going to be number 61. You can add a description of the service item. So I'm going to make this a coffee maker. If you know the master item card that it is associated with, you can add that to the information that's available. You can add service item group codes. You see that I have a few options here between coffee bottles, coffee machines, replacement parts. This service item group code has automatically come in because it's connected to the item number that I selected from the master item list. I can add a serial number if that's applicable, and I can select its status. You can see there's a few different ones here. Defective is typically used when an item is decommissioned or no longer being used. Temporarily installed if it's an item that gets installed and then moved. Installed is installed. An own service item is typically used by companies that are using the service module to manage the maintenance of their own equipment internally. So a large manufacturer may use the service module to keep track of all of their machines on their floor and the services that need to be done. I'm going to mark this one as installed. The last service date will automatically populate once service orders start taking place against this service item. The response time defaults in based on your setup in your service management setup page. And your warranty periods are going to default in based on what you've set in your service management setup page and what you populate in your sales date field. So I'll pick a sales date of today. You can see that the sales information has come through from that master item card. And then up here, you can see that the warranty information has now defaulted in. So there's a 1-year warranty period on this coffee maker. I can assign the service item to a customer. So I will assign this one to Tray Research. If there's an additional piece of information that will be helpful for your field technicians or field engineers for locating this service item when they're at the customer's location, you can put just text into this field. So maybe it is in the West building by the loading dock. Ship to codes if applicable. Default contract cost and value will come in based off of what you put in your service management setup page. And any vendor information will also come pre-populated if this item was made through a sales order. You can see that our service item is saying that we have no components as part of this coffee maker. So to add the component list, I'm going to go to the related documents and I'm going to go to the components. This is where I can populate the list of all of the components that make up our service item. And because I've referenced a master item card, I'm able to copy in those components from the assembly BOM, easily populating the list of components that my technicians can refer to when determining what this coffee maker is comprised of. And now we've completed making our service item number 61, the coffee maker.